Good morning, students. We are to the poetry section, and today we shall see Indian Weavers, the second poem from our textbook. It has been penned by Sarojini Naidu. Let's have a little idea of Sarojini Naidu. In fact, it is very clearly given in the introduction. Who was she? She was a very good poetess. She wrote so beautifully that she is called the Nightingale of India. Her poems are exquisitely beautiful. In addition to this, we see that during 1947, she actively participated in the freedom struggle. And later on, she participated in India's political front. So you can say she was a political activist. She earned a post as governor. After 1947, our constitution came into practice in 1950. So in those days, there were the united provinces and she was the first lady governor. We also see that Sarojini Naidu worked as the president of the Indian National Congress. In those days, there was one major party in India and it was the Congress. So she was the president of it. Now, Sarojini Naidu, who is famous as the Nightingale of India, I would like to tell you one just funny thing. When she was in her college, she would to sleep in the classroom when teachers would be teaching. And so, her friends called her Sleeping Beauty. Here, she belonged to south of India, Andhra Pradesh. She was governor in West Bengal and South India. And here, let's go to the title now. The poem is Indian Weavers. What is the meaning of weaver? This word weaver has been from the verb to weave. And what's meaning of to weave? Vedane. And one who weaves a cloth, we call him a weaver, Vedkar. The poet very simply describes very deep philosophy of human life, stages of human life and so many other things which we are going to see in the poem. But before that, let's have a look at the icebreakers. As usual, our icebreakers, they start with the word artisans. Now, who is an artisan? The word artisan includes arts. Art means kala. Artisan means the people who are doing something innovatively, artistic things. For example, who are they? This is the first icebreaker. Who are such people? You have to give the example. So, can I say goldsmith? He makes beautiful jewelry, sonar. Why? To avoid blacksmith. Lohar, he also prepares so many intricate designs. For example, those of your grill or the window. Can I say that a singer is also an artisan? Because he composes beautiful notes of a song. Equally a dancer. So, there can be a long list of so many people and you have to enhance this list. This is the first icebreaker from the text. Now, we are to the second one where the question is asked about clothes and the question relates to occasions or seasons. And very simple question is there. I may not write here in fact. When do we wear woolen clothes? Woolen means of wool. and these woolen clothes we wear during winter. What about the second aspect? Casual clothes. Casual clothes we wear every day, and that too office. Then rich silk clothes during weddings or functions, other functions. And the last one is colorful and comfortable clothes. Now generally when we travel or when we are with our friends or whenever you are going for outing, then you wear colorful and comfortable clothes. This is the second icebreaker. In short, we shall have a look at the third icebreaker now, and it deals with the picture of Gandhi spinning on his charkha. So this is related with Gandhiji and his charkha. Charkha you know well, spinning wheel. It is vernacular word, and the question which is asked is, before that there is one more question, that is one who weaves. See, I am turning to, this is number 4, and number 3 is, you have to complete again. Let us participate. One who weaves is called a weaver. One who dances is called a dancer. One who sings is called a singer. What about one who cooks? Can I write cooker? Here we see ER. मग जो स्वयंपाक करतो त्याला कुकर म्हणायचं का? Not at all. He is called a cook or he is called a chef. What do you learn here? Sometimes the verb changes to a noun using ER, but it is not a rule. There are some exceptions to this rule. For example, cook. Which is स्वयंपाक करणे. One who cooks, we call him a cook or chef. This ER is not attached here. And now this fourth icebreaker, Gandhiji and charkha, and the question is, we often see the picture of Gandhi, discuss the reason. So, why do we often see, in fact, why is picture of Gandhiji along with charkha often shown? What may be the purpose? Baga, Gandhiji, during the freedom struggle, he taught thousands of Indians, I may say lakhs of Indians, who were on the spinning wheel. In his ashram, it was a rule that people, the residents, they must use charkha and prepare their own clothes. Now, what is the reason behind showing these pictures at various places often? And the first is to give a message to the people about wearing hand spun clothes. We should wear the, see this word spun. It comes from spin, S-P-I-N. Spin म्हणजे सूत कातणे. हँड स्पन म्हणजे हाताने सूत कातणे. हाताने सूत कातलेले कपडे, त्या सूताचे कपडे. So we should wear such clothes. Second, to make people self-dependent. Then it was the use of Swadeshi, and the movement it spread through the entire nation. Along with that, one more message of Gandhiji's life, to live a simple life. We also see that these clothes are degradable. and the later the yarns which were produced, for example nylon and others, they are not so degradable like these which were used by the people during the reign of Gandhi, days of Gandhi. So this is the fourth icebreaker, and we end with two questions during this part. One is some tools which are used when a cloth is woven. Our poem is entitled Weavers, and naturally this question is expected, that is tools for weaving. What is the meaning of tools? Tools म्हणजे काय? अवजार. The instruments which are used for or during weaving. काय काय लागतं? One is we need scissors, then shuttle, bobbin, then we need yarn. Yarn म्हणजे धागा. So nowadays you can say some machines also, and these machines, there is the word loom for that. So these are the tools. And the last question is related to what type of yarns do you know? Type of yarns. Yarn म्हणजे काय? Thread, धागा. And which yarns do you know? Nowadays very popular is linen. What is it? It is very soft cotton thread, and the clothes, they are costly but they are very comfortable, and they suit especially the hot atmosphere of India. Then we have yarn from jute, we have yarn from silk and some other fibers also. Here we end with icebreakers, and after this we shall study the summary of the poem Indian Weavers. Students, we are to these Indian Weavers, where we have already seen the icebreakers, and now we want to study the gist of the poem. A very beautiful poetic picture of the Indian weavers. The weavers form a very important part of the society, and in today's industrialized areas or atmosphere, these weavers are somewhere forgotten. We don't know who weaves our clothes or the cloth. So the poem is giving a very beautiful message through Sarojini Naidu's words. So I am reading. If you have books, open page number 100. First stanza. Weavers, weaving at break of day, why do you weave a garment so gay, blue as the wing of a halcyon, while we weave the rose of a newborn child? So the line, weavers weaving at the break of day. Break of day, it stands for sunrise. Now, if you see this poem carefully, you will see that this, if you remember this word three, there are so many things which will be clear. The poet has used as three stanzas. The poet uses three stages of life. The poet uses three moods. It uses three types of comparisons and so on. So all that will be clear through the lines. Weavers, what do you weave at the break of the day? Every stanza starts with a question. Another thing is, see here, the sound word, weavers, weave. This sound is repeated so many times throughout the poem. In fact, it is repeated 15 times in the poem. So when a sound is repeated pleasingly, the sound verb is repeated pleasingly. What is the figure of speech? It is alliteration, and the use of alliteration makes the poem melodious. Why do you weave a garment so gay? What is the meaning of garment? Garment stands for clothes, your dress. And how are these garments? They are gay. Gay means they are making you happy. So, in the early morning, the weavers are working. They make the garments of beautiful colors. And which colors are used? If you see line number 3 of every stanza, you will find this example. The color and the figure of speech and for whom the clothes are made, that is clearly given. So the third line is blow as the wing of a halcyon white. Now see, how is the garment? How is the cloth woven? It is blue. As means cloth is compared with the wing of halcyon white. What is this halcyon? It is kingfisher. Now why it is compared with halcyon only? See, the bird is like this. And means why not other birds? Here you will find that this much part of the body, it is blue in color. In fact, it is a combination of blue plus green. And this much part, this is orange in color. And these colors are very pleasant colors. Children are attracted towards such colors. Blue has a special significance for the newborn children. And the garment, which is blue, is compared with the halcyon's wing. So the figure of speech is simile. The comparison is expressed by using as. And so it is an example of simile. This word you will often find during where pools of water are present. They eat fish, and so they are called, maybe they are called kingfishers due to that, and they are very majestic, very impressive birds. So the first stanza shows you which time? Early morning. The cloth which is woven, it is for little children. The color of the cloth is, or the threads is, it is blue. And this is a stage of life. In fact, the stanza symbolizes a particular stage of life, and that stage is the childhood of man. See, first stanza, childhood. So, we weave the robes of a newborn child. Another speciality of these clothes is they are very smooth. Robes means clothes, dress which is made from it, they are very smooth because they are compared with the wing. Wing म्हणजे काय? Wing म्हणजे पंख. It is made up of feathers. Feathers म्हणजे piece. Many feathers make the wing of the bird, and the feathers are very soft. So the cloth which is woven, it is also soft. And you see, how is the early span of human life? When you are a child, your life is very happy, gay, soft, not worries at all. Now we move to the second stanza. Again it starts with the question, weavers, weaving at fall of night, why do you weave a garment so bright? Like the plumes of a peacock, purple and green, we weave the marriage veils of a queen. Now what may be the difficult words for you? One is fall of night. See, हा शब्द सगळ्यांना माहिती आहे, night. Fall of night means it is evening, maybe late evening, or you can say it is dusk time. Dusk म्हणजे काय? तिन्ही सांज, गोधूळ time. Fall of night. Then plumes of a peacock. Plumes means पिसारा. Peacock म्हणजे मोर. So the question and this word wheel. Wheel you say ओढणे, बुरखा or घुंघट. There are so many vernacular words for it. A cloth which is covering your face from the front is called a veil. Now how is this veil? This is the marriage veil or the wedding veil of a queen. Let's go back to the first line. Weavers, what do you weave at the fall of night? The poet asks the question and the poet replies to it. Why do you weave a garment so bright? See, earlier we have seen that the garment was very soft, pleasing color. Now we see that it is very bright and it is compared with the plumes of a peacock, like the bright like the plumes of a peacock. Now peacock is our, peacock म्हणजे मोर. It is our national bird, very beautiful. And how are the plumes? मोर पिसारा फुलवत असेल तर can you turn your eyes away from it? No. Similarly, this stage of life that is given in the second stanza, it refers to the youth, adulthood, or you can say youth. Childhood is very innocent. And how is the youth? See, I have written here moods. When you look at the first stanza, the mood is of innocence. And when you have a look at the second stanza, it is energetic. In first stanza, you can say expectations. A child expects so many things. So the mood is of expectations. In the second, energetic plus expectation plus I can say energy. So the weavers weave at the fall of night in the evening that cloth which may be used by a queen during the marriage ceremony. It is the marriage veil of a queen. See, Sarojini Naidu belongs to Andhra Pradesh area. Nizam days, under the reign of Nizam, during those days, India was very rich. And this marriage veil, it symbolizes wealth also. So, the cloth which was woven by the weavers, it is used for the marriage veil of a queen. And it symbolizes the majestic youth, the energetic youth. Now, here is again example of simile. The marriage veil and peacock, plumes of peacock, they are compared, and so the figure of speech is simile. So see, first stanza, third line simile, second stanza, third line simile. So this. Next, weavers weaving so lame and still. What do you weave in the morning chill? Sorry. What do you weave in the moonlight chill? White as a feather and white as a crowd, we weave a dead man's funeral shroud. Here, the last stanza carries you to a mood of sadness. And again it begins with the question, what do you weave? Weavers, not question here, but explanation is given. Weavers weaving how solemn and still. Solemn and still. Now solemn means serious. Still means at one place. Stabdha, shant. So, what is the mood? The mood is serious. It is a serious. But in addition to this, there are certain things. The weavers weave when there is moonlight chill. Now moonlight, everyone understands. First stanza, morning. Second stanza, evening or dusk time. And third stanza, moonlight. Moonlight means it is night. How is the night? Chill. Chill means very cold, very cool. As cool as a death? Yes. That is why this mood is serious. And weavers weave the cloth in a mood which is solemn and still. What do you weave in the moonlight chill? The question is there in the second line. White as a feather. Very beautiful line. White as a feather and white as a cloud. The cloth which is woven by the weavers. कसा आहे हा कपडा? White as a feather. आता बघा, feather म्हणजे काय? पीस. पण एवढाच अर्थ आहे का पक्षाचं पीस? Is it the only meaning which is conveyed by the word? Not at all. Don't forget that feather is a symbol of honor. You know the phrase, another feather for cap. So a feather in one's cap means feather is a symbol of honor. So you can say here the mood is of honor also. We can also say that it indicates peace because how is it? White. See, the colors which are used are also different. 3 colors again. First stanza, blue. Second stanza, blue plus green. Peacock blue we call it. And third stanza, white. White indicates peace. It also indicates wisdom. शहाणपणा, बुद्धी. आयुष्यभर माणसाला एवढे अनुभव येतात की तो अनेक गोष्टी शिकतो शेवटच्या काळात. We call it wisdom. So the cloth which is woven by the weavers is white as a feather. A feather is so honor. White as a feather and white as a cloud. Now, feather and cloud, these two have one more significance. Just as I say, it stands for honor. You may be knowing that they are closely associated with angel. Angel म्हणजे काय? देवदूत. हे पोएम मध्ये दिलेलं नाही, हे आपल्याला समजून घ्यायचं आहे. Angel, angelic presence, and feather and cloud, which indicate angelic presence. Which angel? The angel of death. After a man leads his life peacefully, he knows in the end that he has done something, then he is ready to welcome death. So this third stanza is taking you to the mood of death, which is not frightening. In fact, it is an honor. The angel has called me. So, white is a feather and white is a crowd. We weave a dead man's funeral shroud. What is made here? Shroud. Shroud म्हणजे कपडा. कोणता कपडा? A cloth used to cover a dead body. See, coffin we say. But don't say coffin because coffin means petty in which the dead body is kept. Shroud stands for the funeral cloth. Funeral म्हणजे अंत्यसंस्कार. Last rites. So, in the third stanza, the weavers during fall of night in the moonlight chill means in critical physical condition, they weave the cloth for the funeral of a dead body, funeral of a dead man, and the mood is of this, it is death. symbolizing that there is honor, peace and wisdom. So in this way the poet very beautifully represents 3 stages of human life: childhood, then youth and then death. So let's cover the remaining part in the questions. Thank you very much.